Alright, strap in for the wildest, wackiest tale of mistaken identity and absolutely bonkers criminal mastermind stuff you've ever heard. Picture this. Lena Klammer, a 31-year-old with the secret sauce of eternal youth, hypopituitarism, making her look not a day over 10. She's chilling, or more accurately plotting, in Estonia's most homey mental institution Sarn, known for its exquisite collection of dangerous minds, with Lena being the crown jewel of this creepy crown. Enter Anna, the art therapy instructor with a heart of gold and possibly a sense of direction, as poor as my grandma's without her glasses. She lands this gig thinking she'll be painting rainbows, but, surprise, she gets to meet Lena, the child-sized Houdini with a penchant for mischief and stabbing people for fun. So, one day, as Anna's getting the 411 on all things Lena, including the fortress-like security setup that's supposed to keep her in check, another doctor comes huffing and puffing like he's just run a marathon, screaming, Lena's pulled a vanishing act, cue the dramatic lockdown, and Anna's shoved into a dark room for safety. Yeah, right. Only to find she's got company, and not the fun kind. It's Lena, sitting there like a creepy cherub, drawing what I assume is not a flattering portrait of Anna. Pencil sharpened not just for art, just as Lena's about to turn art class into a horror movie. The cavalry arrives just in time to save the day. But wait, there's more. Some days pass by and Lena orchestrates an escape from the Sarni Institute. Lena's grand escape involves seducing a guard. I mean, come on, really? A head-bashing session that ends in a not-so-peaceful slumber for him, and a sneak-out with her buddy Edie, who's apparently cheaply bought off with candy. Because, you know, even psychopaths have a sweet tooth. Lena, now free, decides to go full I know what you did last summer on Anna, minus the summer and with a lot more planning. She tracks Anna like she's the latest iPhone model, only to end up in her car's trunk because that's obviously the first place anyone would hide. Anna, blissfully unaware of her deadly cargo, heads home. Lena, not one to miss an opportunity, greets her with a crowbar cosplaying as a welcoming committee. After a bit of DIY with Anna's computer, Lena decides she's now Esther Albright, missing American girl extraordinaire, and celebrates by giving Anna a crowbar encore. The finale? Lena's in a park, doing her best impression of a lost puppy, right up until a cop shows up. And in that moment, you just know she's thinking, oh boy, here I go again. But plot twist. Our superstar, a pint-sized con artist, spins a yarn about being the missing piece of the Albright family puzzle, claiming her parents are just chilling in the US while she's been adventuring in Estonia. Cut to Darien, Connecticut, where the Albrights are living their best life, with Dad Alan painting his way through grief and Mom Tricia saving the world one charity at a time. They're at a fencing tournament for their son Gunnar, who's basically the Iron Man of sword fighting. But wait, the plot thickens when Detective Donnan, the Sherlock Holmes of missing kids, drops the bomb that Esther's been found half a world away. Tricia jets off to Estonia faster than you can say suspicious storyline, and embraces Esther like she's found a rare Pokemon. Back in the States, the airport reunion is so cheesy you'd think they were filming a Hallmark movie, except Gunnar looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. Now, here's where things get as fishy as a tuna sandwich left out in the sun. Esther has apparently forgotten Grandma's kick the bucket and has suddenly become the Picasso of her generation. Tricia, smelling a rat, decides it's time for a trip to Dr. Seagar, the family shrink, hoping he'll unravel this mystery. But wait, Esther, the little eavesdropper with a flair for the dramatic, overhears Dr. Seagar spilling the tea that she's about as genuine as a $3 bill. Quick as a cat, she fakes a tumble, turning on the waterworks to make her great escape from Truth Town. Meanwhile, Detective Donnan, is snapping pics like he's at a celebrity wedding, making Esther sweat bullets over her Oscar-worthy performance. Back at the ranch, Alan bonds with Esther over art, a hobby the real Esther avoided like gym class. As the plot thickens, Detective Donnan crashes dinner, his suspicion meter off the charts. Esther, the sneakiest of sneaks, overhears the grown-up talk and plots her next move faster than a villain in a soap opera. As night falls, our little imposter dreams of her next big move, seducing Alan. Because obviously, when you're in a pickle, the best idea is to turn a family drama into a telenovela. So Tricia and Alan are gearing up for a night out, getting all lovey-dovey, when Esther, the not-so-sweet little peeping Tom, decides she's had enough of this mushy stuff and goes full-on fashion critic by shredding Tricia's dress. Because clearly, that's the mature way to handle jealousy. With the parents out, you'd think it's prime bonding time for Esther and her brother Gunnar. Nope. Gunnar throws a backyard bash faster than you can say party crasher, leaving Esther to mingle with the cool kids. But when Gunnar gives her the cold shoulder, Esther doesn't just take it, she dishes it right back. Because if there's anything Esther's good at, it's being the comeback queen. Enter Detective Donnan, the party pooper extraordinaire, who decides this is the perfect time to make a bathroom break that's really just an excuse to snoop through Esther's room. He even nabs a vinyl record because, apparently, he's also a part-time DJ or something. Meanwhile, Alan and Trisha come back, and Trisha, getting no answer from Esther, decides to play detective herself. She finds a Bible-turned scrapbook that's more twisted than a pretzel, complete with creepy keepsakes and the kind of family photos that would make Norman Bates proud. Cut to Donnan, who's doing his best CSI impression, only to discover he's not alone. Esther, in a plot twist no one asked for, decides to turn him into a human pincushion. Just as she's about to deliver the coup de grace, Trisha shows up and, plot twist, she's not here to save the day. She caps Donnan like she's in a gangster flick. Then the soap opera levels hit the roof. Trisha reveals she's been in on the ruse all along. Turns out, Gunnar did an oopsie and offed the real Esther 4 years ago, and Trisha's been covering it up like a cat with a litter box. Now, with Esther 2.0, aka Lena, in the mix, Trisha's like, let's roll with it, because, hey, her husband's happy and painting like Van Gogh on a good day. So they strike a deal straight out of a mob movie, where Trisha and Lena agree to keep up the charade. They're like the dynamic duo of deceit, disposing of Donnan's body in the well, because why not add well-keeper to their list of household chores? Back at the ranch, Trisha spills the beans to Gunnar, who's surprisingly cool with living in a real-life thriller. Over the next few weeks, Trisha coaches Lena on the art of deception, turning her into a mini Meryl Streep to fool everyone from Dr. Seagar to their nosy neighbors. But now, knowing the truth, Lena couldn't care less about what Trisha is teaching her. Trisha, who's had it up to here with Lena's antics, decides it's time for a little culinary assassination. That's right, folks. Poisoned pasta. Because nothing says family dinner like a side of lethal toxins. But Lena, the brat extraordinaire, throws a hissy fit that not even a soap opera diva could match when she learns Alan is ditching her for a business trip. She storms off, leaving her deadly dinner untouched. Later, in a twist that surprises absolutely no one, she tests the pasta on her pet rat, who sadly doesn't live to see another cheese wheel. R.I.P., little guy. Lena, putting on her detective hat, deduces Trisha's behind the culinary hit job and plots her revenge in the most disgusting way possible, by serving Trisha a smoothie with a side of dead rat. As the days roll on, Lena's crush on Alan blooms like a toxic mushroom, leading to a family outing at the train station that's more Final Destination than Thomas the Tank Engine. Lena tries to turn Trisha and Gunnar into train fodder, but a random commuter plays hero, thwarting her plans. Trisha, now more determined than ever to rid herself of this walking nightmare, decides it's high time for Lena to make an exit, stage left. But Lena, not one to go quietly, pepper sprays Gunnar and makes a grand escape in Trisha's car, blasting tunes and smoking a cigarette like she's in a low-budget music video. Unbeknownst to her, Trisha's already dialed 911, making Lena's joyride short-lived, as she's pulled over by the cops faster than you can say, juvenile delinquent. Back at the ranch, Trisha and Gunnar are plotting Lena's demise with the enthusiasm of two people who've just decided to renovate their home on a DIY show. Trisha's grand plan involves killing Lena in a way that it looks like she took her own life, but clearly, she's underestimated Lena's Houdini skills. In a shocking turn of events, Lena turns Gunnar into a kebab with his own fencing sword. Talk about family feuds. Meanwhile, Trisha's distracted by a call from Alan, blissfully unaware of the horror show unfolding at home. She returns to find Gunnar in a situation that's far from okay, launching her into a rage that could rival any WWE SmackDown. The kitchen becomes a war zone, with Trisha and Lena duking it out like they're auditioning for a spot in Fight Club. In their fury, they kickstart a kitchen inferno. The battle royale moves to the rooftop, because apparently, they're aiming for dramatic cinematic visuals with their final showdown. So, Alan comes home, probably expecting to find his family doing normal family things, but nope. Instead, he's greeted by the sight of his mansion doubling as a bonfire and his wife and not daughter duking it out WWE style on the roof. Because why argue in the living room when you can take it to the roof with an audience of flames? As the fight turns into a cliffhanger, literally, with both Trisha and Lena hanging on for dear life, Alan tries to play the hero. But, plot twist, they both start screaming at him like he's the last chopper out of Nam, demanding to be saved first. In a moment that's less heroic and more oops. Trisha's grip slips, and she takes the express elevator down. Alan, in a state of shock, rescues Lena, only to have his aha moment when he spots her fake teeth. Nothing says imposter like a bad dental job, right? He calls her a monster, which, honestly, is a bit of an understatement at this point. Lena, not taking the feedback well, gives him a push that's definitely not going to help his step count. So, Alan follows Trisha's lead, proving that gravity really is a harsh mistress. Then, as the fire brigade turns up, probably wondering if they're at a fire or filming a sequel to Backdraft, Lena decides it's makeover time. She swaps her bloodied accessories for fresh ones because, clearly, appearance is key when you're emerging from a burning building. In the grand finale, Dr. Segar, who's apparently missed every red flag known to man, decides Lena's ready for round 2 with a new family. Because, sure, after a stunt like that, what she really needs is a change of scenery. The movie wraps with Lena flashing a smile that's less butter wouldn't melt and more hide your kids, hide your wife.